Hello and welcome, my name is Rafael Jorge. I'm the founder of Soccer Leads, and in this video I'm going to break down exactly how you can generate more leads for your soccer academy, club, or private coaching business. So I interact with dozens of soccer academies and clubs every single week, and one of the biggest problems they face is that they're not able to generate enough leads so they have enough volume of new opportunities to grow their business. Because if you don't have leads, you have no one to sell to. If you're not selling, you're not growing the business. That's natural. There are multiple ways of being able to market your business, promote it, and reach parents in your region. But all of them you can fit into 4 different categories, and that's exactly what I'm going to break down in this video today and show how you can leverage all of them to reach parents in your region and bring them to the field. Right? That should be your goal, is to bring them to the field, because once you brought them for a free trial, for a trial, whatever, and you provide them the value that I know that you're able to provide, it's so much easier to make the sale. So that's exactly why, before we jump into the 4 categories, I want to talk a little more about your sales funnel. It's a concept that a lot of people out there still don't understand, is that, not everyone in the market is ready to buy. You might interact with parents today that are not ready to sign up with you right now, but they could be ready in 3 months, in 6 months, for different reasons. Maybe their kids are already enrolled in a club or an academy, and they have a contract with them that they want to break because otherwise they would pay a fee. Or sometimes the kid's sick and they need a couple weeks or months to recover, or whatever is that reason. The percentage of the market that's ready to give you their credit card and make that transaction and buy from you is very low. So you shouldn't rely on that only to be able to market your business. So I want you to think about a funnel, just like a funnel, where you pour water, right, or whatever content in there, and it's going to funnel it down into one path. How it works is marketing is the same. You use the same effect in marketing and sales, okay? So you have your top of the funnel, which is basically where you get parents' attention and make them raise their hands. And what I mean by that is by saying, hey, I'm interested. I'm a parent. I have a kid. They play soccer, and we don't really have a club, or we don't really have an academy where we can take them to. I'm interested, right? So that's the top of the funnel. There are a lot of people out there in the market that are like that. You probably already know this. The problem is not all of them are ready to go and buy from you, but there's a lot of parents in the market that are looking for soccer solutions, let's say like that. Then we move into the middle of the funnel. The middle of the funnel is where you nurture and qualify the prospects and book them into a call, to a trial, or to a tryout. Okay, so here's the deal. We already know that the market exists. There are parents in a region that are looking for soccer solutions. Otherwise, you will be out of business, right? But not all of them are ready to commit. Well, what do you do in order to get them to commit with you? Well, you got to give them value. You got to provide them value, right? How you can do this by many different ways. Well, what you got to keep in mind is that most of the times, the parents don't even know you. They don't know your business. They might have questions. And if you do what most academies and clubs are doing out there, which is trying to sell them right away, you're just going to get them to leave, which is what happens multiple times for those academies and clubs out there. What you want to do instead is having a very defined nurturing process, which is your middle of the funnel, where you make sure that you talk to those parents, you answer any questions they have, and you get them to the soccer field, right? You get them, it doesn't matter if it's for a trial class, for a free week, for a tryout, you want to get them to the field to at least try it out and see the value on what you deliver. Because once they are in the field and they see the kid playing, making a couple friends, they see how professional your academy is, how good your methodology is, it's just an easier sale from there, right? So that's why having a middle of the funnel is really important, and we're going to come back to this in a second. The last thing is we have our bottom of the funnel. Okay, the bottom of the funnel is where you actually close those qualified prospects into paying customers, right? Not everyone that comes for their trials or for their free trials are a good fit for your academy, or not all of them are really want to move forward with you because of several different reasons. And this is a funnel basically because more steps you put in the way, less people you have, but that's natural because you can't expect every single parent in your town or in your city to buy from you. That's just bananas. So let's talk a little more about the top of the funnel, which is getting parents' attention and making them raise their hands, which means getting leads. For you that don't know, a lead is a prospect, a potential customer who gave you their contact information, such as their name, their phone number, their email, and express some type of interest on what you are offering them. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you run an ad on Facebook and it says Soccer Academy in Orlando, Florida. Click here to get more information. They click, they fill out a form, they put their name, email, phone number, and submit. That's a lead. They're so interested in learning more about your offer that they even gave you their contact information. That's a prospective customer right there. And those are the ones that are moving forward to your middle of the funnel. Okay? So, but before we talk about middle of the funnel, let's focus on the top of the funnel, which is getting those leads. It's probably the reason why you clicked on this video as well. One of the things I want to make very clear is that most of the content you're going to see in this video is the concepts from the book $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. Okay, highly recommend the reading. It's a thick book. It's really good content right there. So make sure to go get yourself a copy if you want to go in depth about this subject. But if not, it's okay. I'm gonna summarize a little more about the concepts that he teaches in the book and apply specifically to your industry for soccer academies and clubs and private coaches. Okay, when it comes to getting new leads to the business, there are many ways of doing that. But the only way of doing it is advertising. And when I mean advertising, it's not like paying for ads on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. Advertising by the meaning of the actual word. If you go in a dictionary, the meaning of advertising is to make it known. It's to make your product, your service, your business known in your region. Like I said, many different ways of doing that. And we break down those ways into 4 main categories, okay? So when it comes to advertising your business and making it known, you can break down into the categories that are basically defined by the amount of people that you reach at the same time, and also whether you know or you don't know those people. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's get started right away. Let's talk about the first one, which is when you basically advertise your business or your products or your services to people who you know on a private setting or in a one-on-one setting. Okay, that category is called warm outreach. It's the process of reaching out to potential clients that you already had some previous connection, you already know them. Okay, and good examples of that are messaging your friends on Facebook, or calling all the parents that you know that could be your customers, right? That's warm outreach. This is perfect specifically for those private coaches, those academies that are first starting out. They don't have a lot of customers. They might not even have any customer. So the cheapest way of getting the customers is using warm outreach, okay? I'm not going to get a lot of depth about this because I have a free guide that you can go through that walks you through step by step on how to use warm outreach to be able to get your first couple customers, okay? The second method is by reaching on private, one-on-one, to people who you don't know. That's what we call the cold outreach. So it's a process of reaching out to people that you don't know one-on-one. And a perfect example of this is sending direct messages to parents in your region from a Facebook group, let's say. So let's say, for example, you're in a Facebook group for your town, right? So there's many Facebook groups out there for this type of stuff. Small businesses, Orlando, Florida, example. You join that group and then you start messaging people, you start posting in there, you're reaching out to them privately and talking about your products or your services, okay? This is an example. I know there are many towns, especially in the South, that have also WhatsApp groups. You can go inside those WhatsApp groups and reach out to people individually in there and let them know that you exist and that you in what you guys do. This is also a time-consuming aspect. It's very similar to the warm outreach. The only difference is that you don't know the people. So yes, there is differences in strategies there, but it's the same overall concept. Okay? How can you reach multiple people that you already know and scale? The only way of doing that is posting content, right? So by posting content, I'm talking about posting videos and photos and social media. I know most of you guys are already doing that. That's effective at some point, and I'll get more details about that. Other videos are coming to the channel. But basically, when you want to reach people that you already know at scale, you just post on social media. When you post on social media, what happens is that photo, that video that you created, or that graphic that you created, it's automatically sent to people that already follow you. So it's a great way of getting people that already know who you are, what your business is, and to actually interact with you and maybe see what you're posting, what you guys are up to, and take an action from there. I personally don't think that's the best way of being able to get customers. I think that this is a great strategy for your bottom and for your middle and bottom of the funnel. So when we go back all the way here, I think social media posting and content is great to nurture leads. Make sure that when they come into your ecosystem, right? Let's say they click on your ad or they saw one of your cold outreaches, they might research you on social media, and having an active channel that's actually posting shows them that you're actually legit, right? That they can trust you. So I think that posting on social media is much more like a branding, and on the branding side of things, of actually showing that you're legit and that you guys can be trusted and help them to nurture and close instead of just getting the leads. But of course it can work, right? The only problem with free content to actually specifically generate lead for top of the funnel is that you don't have control over anything, right? Because first of all, when you post a piece of content in your social media, only people who already follow you will see that. But if you do manage to go viral, let's say like that, you cannot control who's watching that video or that post that got viral, right? You might get everyone but your target audience to see that post. So how effective is that, right? Because you got to think, who's my target audience? Oh, our parents in a 10 to 15 mile radius here in my location. Parents in Orlando, Florida, for example, right? You can't control and tell Facebook and Instagram, hey, I want to post organically this content, and when people see it, I just want them to see it here in my region. There's no way you can do that, right? And that's exactly why we have our last category here, which is running paid ads. Okay, so running paid ads basically means that you pay platforms, you pay communication channels to advertise your product, your service, your business to your target audience. Okay, so a great example of that is Facebook and Instagram ads. You pay the platforms to show in a specific region to a specific target that you're looking for. Those platforms, right, those social media channels, they have so much information about their user base, that with the algorithms and stuff, that they know exactly who is who. So when you tell them, hey, I want to reach parents in this region, this specific region of Orlando, they'll only show your ads to parents in that specific region of Orlando, right? And Facebook and Instagram ads are just one of the examples. Most social media channels right there, like TikTok, YouTube, also have ads. You have Google, but then you also have your traditional channels, right? So like your TV commercials, your radio commercials, even the prints, right? The flyers, the yard signage. All you're doing there is you paying for your business to get out there, right? You're paying to get flyers and yard signage that you're going to distribute around it, and people will see it, hopefully, right? We've seen to that it works at some extent, but nothing's better than online marketing for pretty much any type of business nowadays, right? But this is also another option. This is a great way of reaching people that don't know you, in scale, right? One to many people who don't know you. So those are the 4 categories. Another thing that I wanted to mention in this video is also that you have, besides the categories of generating leads, you also have your categories of lead getters. Okay, so lead getters are basically people and other resources that you can leverage that can get the lead for you, so you don't need to do all of those things by yourself, right? So a perfect example of a lead getter is your own customers, right? So once you have customers in your business, you already have people in your team, for example. The parents that buy from you, right? They are lead getters. They can, if they refer your service, your academy for other parents that they know because their kids go to the same school, for example, you're bringing in the most qualified prospects that you can ever have for your business, right? The only problem with that is that it's limited, right? You can't control how many parents your parents are going to bring, how many leads your parents are going to bring to you. But one of the things that you can do to try to increase that amount is basically establishing a referral program, right? Because if you give them an incentive for bringing other leads, other parents that might be looking for your services, it's just easier that way. So one of the things that a lot of academies and private coaches that work with us do is they give the parents a $50 gift card from Amazon every time they bring a new kid to practice with them, right? What they do is they give them the gift card, and then parents can either buy something for themselves or they can buy a gift for the kid. And it works just fine because you're getting a customer in exchange of a $50 gift card, but that customer will be worth much more than $50 for you, right? Another lead getter that you can leverage are affiliates, right? So affiliates are basically other businesses in your region that share your programs, your services, your products, and make a commission out of that, right? So to be able to find affiliates, what you got to think is, what are other businesses in my region that my customers and consumers, which are, the parents and the kids, already use? Well, you got to think about sportswear equipment brands, local sports retailers, schools and academic programs, nutritionists, gyms, physiotherapy, local restaurants, right? What are businesses that my target audience already goes, they're already frequents, but that you can leverage that by saying, hey, Mr. Restaurant Owner, every time you get me a new customer coming in from your restaurant, a new referral coming in from your restaurant, I'm going to pay you $100. I'm going to pay you whatever is the deal, right? Third item here is the employees, right? Employees are lead getters because they can do all of the other 4 things that we talked about for you. They can do warm outreach for you. They can do cold outreach for you. They can post free content for you. They can run paid ads for you. So it's just a matter of buying back your time, right? As you grow your business, you want to buy that time back so you can have someone else doing those tasks for you and still getting the leads, so you can use your time for other parts of the business, unless you have the agencies, right? Which are basically businesses that you can hire to do those 4 things for you as well. An example is Soccer Leads, our company. So what we do is we already have a validated model that repeatedly worked with other businesses. So we've worked with academies and clubs across the entire nation, and we know exactly how to generate leads to them using paid ads, using Facebook and Instagram ads. So hiring Soccer Leads to do that for you is a shortcut to implement that lead acquisition system, because we already know what works, because we validated with other businesses. You can just plug and play in yours and basically have that shortcut, so you don't have to figure it out yourself. So we end up becoming a lead getter for your business as well. So this is the overall map right here. You have your 4 categories on how to generate leads, and then you have resources and people that you can basically leverage on to be able to generate even more leads. Okay, so that's the overall concept of how the top of the funnel would work. A couple key takeaways I want to mention here is that sales is about volume, right? The more people you're able to reach, more leads you're going to have, and the more leads you're going to have, more sales you'll make. So don't come to me say that, oh, I tried warm outreach and didn't work, but you messaged like 30 people. Come on, it's about volume. I'm talking about messaging 100 people every single day, right? When it comes to content, oh, posting content doesn't work for me. I posted once a week and it didn't work. Well, it's about volume, right? Post once every day and you see the results are going to be different. Another key takeaway right here is that the lack of leads are not the main problem for a lot of soccer businesses out there. I know that I mentioned that this is one of the biggest problems that I've seen across the board when I talk to those academies and clubs, and that's true, but it's not the only problem, right? Because if you don't have the right sales funnel, the right sales process, leads are just not going to matter to you. Because what you got to think is like, what happens after the leads generated? So this is an example of the sales funnel that I showed you before. Is that the number is going to decrease over time. That's natural because it's a funnel. But those conversion rates right here, in between those steps in your funnel, are the most important numbers that you should be keeping track of in a daily or weekly basis. Keeping track of those numbers will allow you to evaluate if your overall sales funnel, if your overall sales process is working, and not only just a lack of leads, right? Those right here are the benchmark numbers that you should be aiming for, okay? So I'm just delivering that to you across from all of the clients that we're working in the past. If you hit those numbers right here, you should be in a good position, right? The way we track that for our clients is basically we have a spreadsheet for each one of the acquisition channels. So this is, for example, a spreadsheet for Facebook ads, and then we track all of those metrics for our clients. And we keep track of those conversion rates that I showed you right here inside that spreadsheet weekly. So we can compare and see what's the improvement. And then if we see, for example, that the booking rate right here is below 20%, we know exactly where the problem is, and then we know exactly how to solve it, and it's going to alleviate the rest of the entire sales funnel. Thanks so much. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Use the links in the description to go over to our community or to book a call with us, and I'll see you in the next video.